In this video, I'm about to show you the only 10 women's wardrobe brands you can still trust and why. Starting with number 10. Eileen Fisher. Eileen Fisher fully earns its anchor position among high-integrity wardrobe brands because their entire production model operates on lifetime material, durability, and raw resource transparency rather than cyclical fast fashion. Margins. Sourcing raw textiles directly from certified organic farms, they weave their collections out of heavy-ounce Peruvian organic cotton, pure washed fluid silks, and high-tensile organic linens. The physical result is a substantive textile drop that contours fluidly across the body frame, while naturally resisting surface pilling, fiber thinning, or grain distortion over multi-year timelines. Their sewing setups employ heavy tensile utility threads laid down with exceptionally high stitch-per-inch density metrics across high-stress tracks like arm yokes, shoulder joins, and side tracks. Turning an Eileen Fisher garment inside out reveals flawless manufacturing precision. The internal lines feature fully overlocked, clean serged or flat-locked edges that capture raw loops perfectly, protecting the garment from unraveling or splitting open during rigorous household washing machine cycles. They completely refuse to rely on cheap corporate shortcuts like volatile chemical sizing starches or fake surface softeners to make clothing look premium under store display spotlights, delivering a permanent barrier against the disposable retail cycle. Number 9. Lafayette, 148 New York. Lafayette, 148 New York, stands as a powerful wall against structural clothing decay because their pattern, engineering, and raw material curation are handled under world-class quality control protocols. Sourcing their raw fabrics from historic, family-owned Italian weaving mills, they construct their modern blazers, tailored trousers, fine knitwear, and workplace separates using extra-long staple Giza cotton, dense merino wool matrices, and high-gauge pure cashmeres. They completely reject the cheap, industrial shortcut of cutting patterns on a flat, two-dimensional bias to maximize raw fabric yield. Instead, they implement complex, multi-panel, three-dimensional human anatomy grading. This allows a jacket or pant to contour smoothly around a woman's natural dimensions without binding or pulling tightly across the bust, hips, or gaping wildly at the lower back. High-stress panel joins feature localized bar tack reinforcements. The buttonholes are tightly bound with dense peripheral reinforcing threads to prevent frayed splitting under physical friction, and the hardware tracks feature solid, genuine horn or polished metal fasteners driven cleanly through reinforced interior backing stays to stop wobbling or fabric ripping permanently. Number 8. Theory. Theory is an absolute masterpiece of contemporary functional apparel that provides unmatched structural value and material discipline to the modern working professional. They are globally celebrated for their signature good wool and traceable good linen lines, which are woven from traceable, high-tensile natural fibers that exhibit exceptional tensile strength, structural memory, and cooling skin breathability. Their pattern engineering tracks are highly disciplined, ensuring the rise, hip curve, and shoulder slope match human anatomy parameters perfectly to prevent bunching, riding up, or rotational shifting as you walk throughout a demanding 12-hour workday. Turning a theory garment inside out reveals clean, industrial flatlock or French-finished edges that trap raw fibers flawlessly. The pocket bags are built from dense, tightly woven cotton twill rather than the paper-thin synthetic mesh scraps that tear open under minor stress, and they deploy heavy steel zippers with custom lock sliders and reinforced zinc hooks, providing an undeniable price-to-quality ratio that anchors a professional wardrobe for years. Number 7. Vince. Vince commands a dominant premium position across contemporary wardrobe collections because their design framework focuses entirely on raw material purity and high-recovery fiber physics rather than short-lived, viral social media trends. They are globally celebrated for their heavyweight silk blouses and dense knit lounge basics, utilizing heavy-ounce washed silk crepe de chine and extra-ply cashmere structures that hold their shape crisply over years of hard wear. They completely avoid the fatal structural flaw of lower-end contemporary lines, which pack synthetic elastic fillers and low-grade polyesters into their weaves to force an artificial instant stretch effect on store racks. Vince relies on premium mechanical recovery, where high-grade natural fibers are spun into double-twisted two-ply yarns. The fabric expands smoothly to accommodate sitting, bending, and reaching mechanics, but snaps back to its identical factory measurements instantly. This entirely eliminates the baggy elbows, stretched-out waistbands, and loose seats that turn cheap alternative lines into distorted rags within weeks of use. Number 6. Reiss. Reiss is a premier investment for any serious personal wardrobe because they bring authentic, historic tailoring standards straight into premium contemporary collections. They engineer their structured wool coats, tailored dresses, and woven shirts using high-density wool gabardines and premium blended viscose linings that provide an exceptionally rich, substantive visual weight without collapsing into a wrinkled, translucent mess that clings unflatteringly to the frame. The shoulder yokes are reinforced with internal structural canvas tape to completely prevent horizontal sagging or drooping under mechanical hanging tension. Their cuffs are built with heavy stabilizer stays. The jacket vents feature clean, weighted, blind-stitched linings that maintain straight lines under movement, and their coloring processes use high-fixation, deep-dye saturation matrices that stay firmly bound to the natural fibers, rather than bleeding out or turning streaky gray after continuous dry cleaning loops. Number 5. KOTN. KOTN represents an absolute triumph in the foundational and everyday apparel space by focusing their manufacturing blueprint around authentic, long-staple Egyptian cotton sourced directly from independent family farms in the Nile Delta ecosystem. Unlike mass-market brands that cut cost parameters by utilizing weak, short-staple open-end cotton scraps that split, pill, and distort sideways after a single wash encounter, KOTN weaves premium, long fiber warps that naturally retain their smooth texture and multi-directional strength over multi-year wear timelines. Their manufacturing setup prioritizes heavyweight material fabric density, ensuring that their dresses, trousers, and daily knitwear pieces possess a substantial physical weight and fluid drop across your body contours. The side seams feature thick overlock tracking that traps raw fiber ends perfectly. The shoulder seams are reinforced with internal canvas tape to completely prevent horizontal stretching, and the necklines are bound with high-density ribbing that blocks the loose bacon roll warping effect completely. Number 4. Nili Lotan. Nili Lotan fully justifies its premium price point in the luxury contemporary wardrobe space because her design approach treats tailoring as physical architecture rather than temporary lifestyle marketing. While mainstream corporate lines maximize their margins by using thin, lightweight open-end fabrics that warp out of shape during their first trip to a dry cleaner, Nili Lotan sources high-ounce linens, compact twills, and pure structured silks directly from historic European mills. Every garment features generous interior seam allowances that allow for custom tailoring as a woman's body shifts, a premium detailing choice that fast fashion conglomerates have completely removed from their assembly lines. The stitching paths use heavy-duty, multi-core utility threads with incredibly high stitch-per-inch numbers to guarantee exceptional seam burst strength under movement. Turning a Nili Lotan separate inside out reveals clean, fully finished French seams and bias-bound edges that trap raw fibers perfectly, completely blocking the premature fraying that destroys lower-tier clothing options. Number 3. Margaret Howell. Margaret Howell represents the absolute peak of functional tailoring and structural material integrity, making her premium collections an essential investment for anyone building a serious, long-lasting closet. This studio completely ignores the toxic micro-trend wheel that drops thousands of rushed designs weekly on social media apps, focusing their corporate capital entirely on raw material substance and precise pattern grading. Their classic button-downs, structured blazers, and everyday trousers feature proper three-dimensional panel balancing that wraps fluidly around the natural geometry of the female frame, completely avoiding the flat, restrictive, two-dimensional cutting patterns utilized by mass discount retailers to minimize fabric waste. All seams are meticulously serged and flat-locked. The collar points are stabilized with high-density internal interfaces to block curling, and the solid hardware tracks feature handset buttons backed by hidden interior reinforcement canvas anchors that permanently stop the hardware from tearing loose under physical torque. Number 2. Studio Nicholson. Studio Nicholson commands an exclusive position in the modular contemporary wardrobe space because their vertical production protocols completely isolate their apparel from the premature fiber degradation that destroys mass market, high street fashion. Their material engineering teams work directly with advanced Japanese and Italian spinning mills, weaving high-density cotton gabardines, heavy structural viscose, and compact, technical wools that exhibit exceptional tensile memory. Pulling firmly on a Studio Nicholson piece reveals its immediate physical recovery. The fabric expands smoothly to accommodate natural joint dynamics during sitting, bending, and walking, but returns to its identical factory dimensions instantly. This advanced textile physics completely blocks the baggy knees, saggy rear panels, and shifting waistbands that ruin cheaper stretch-based clothing lines. Their construction utilizes heavy-gauge steel zipper tracks with custom lock sliders, deep reinforced pocket walls, and deep double-needle hems that guarantee your silhouette remains perfectly straight, polished, and balanced. Number 1. A gold. A gold completely dominates the high-integrity denim and wardrobe essentials landscape because they are one of the exceptionally rare production houses that prioritizes rigid, high-ounce raw cotton architecture over cheap synthetic elastic shortcuts. Their signature lines are constructed from 100% certified organic open-end cotton denim textiles, sourced from ethical global mills. When you first wear a pair of Agol jeans or basic structured separates, the immediate physical substance and material density feel thick and structured, which is exactly how premium historic clothing is supposed to behave. Over a short window of consistent wear, these premium organic fibers respond directly to your natural body heat and unique joint mechanics, naturally expanding at your specific pressure points while retaining a sharp, tailored compression around your waist and hips. This creates a completely customized, bespoke silhouette that cheap stretch fabrics can never replicate. The internal stitching paths feature clean, fully overlocked serged edges that lock raw fiber loops down perfectly, ensuring zero fraying or seam distortion inside a standard home laundry machine cycle. Building a personal wardrobe that actually survives real life requires you to completely tune out the heavy emotional manipulation of slick social media filters and become a pragmatic detective at the cash register. The modern fashion industry has spent the last decade conditioning us to accept that our garments are meant to be disposable, petroleum-heavy junk that stretches out and self-destructs within 90 days, but your hard-earned money deserves legitimate, long-term respect. The next time you are shopping online or evaluating a garment inside a retail dressing room, look past the brand logo and turn the pants or top completely inside out to read the fabric composition tag. If you see a massive, overwhelming percentage of cheap synthetic fillers like polyester, rayon, and low-grade acrylic combined with a microscopic amount of natural cotton or wool, put it right back on the display rack, regardless of which high-profile influencer endorsed it on your feed. Instead, demand heavy, high-ounce, genuine natural fibers and high-recovery textile structures that feel cool, substantial, and resilient in your hands. Take a moment to run your fingers across the interior flatlock stitching. Inspect the back of the metal closures. Pull firmly on the shoulder joints and check the structural weight of the internal linings to verify the basic construction standards that used to be the bare minimum for retail apparel. When you consciously stop handing your cash over to these predatory lifestyle labels, you instantly reclaim your purchasing power and protect your personal budget from the fast fashion matrix. Invest in classic, high-recovery tailoring craftsmanship that elegantly holds its form through a 12-hour day and naturally grows softer and more distinct with age. It saves you thousands of dollars, avoids constant replacement shopping, and keeps you looking effortlessly classic.